Tail, one suitcase, one good shirt, and a pocket full of mail. I learned to read the weather by the bend in the corn. Then I traded that river road for a train in a dome. Taller buildings, harder rise, cold cash, cold skies. I held my breath, I held my ground. Then I heard that city sound. Boots in New York, heart still small town. I bet on my name and I never back down. From dirt roads to gold floors, I found my way. Boots in New York, I'm still that boy today. Ticker runs red, learn the game by the minute, with a pad and a thread. From soybean fields to big deals, I can read a room. Every rise, every fall feels like thunder in June. Taller buildings, harder rise, cold cash, cold skies. I held my breath, I held my ground. Then I heard that city sound. That boy today. Back home they still call me son, still say don't forget where the fields meet the sunset and the nights get wet. So I keep one foot in the past, one on the floor. Every win I bring back is for the folks I'm for. Boots in New York, heart still small town. I bet on my name and I never back down. From dirt roads to gold floors, I found my way. Boots in New York, I'm still that boy today. Yeah, I'm still that boy today. From the dirt road to the trade. Boots in New York. Hey. it all, bet it all, baby. I learned the hard way what hunger can do. It puts on a diamond face, then it runs right through you. One step back, one breath in, a little less thunder, a little more skin. No more craving, no more show. I want my feet on the ground, where the real ones grow. Bet it all, bet it all, bet it all, baby. Bet it all, bet it all, bet it all, maybe. Ride too high, burn too fast, cash in my pockets, gone in the blast. Bet it all, bet it all, bet it all, baby. I burned my lesson, now I know. Bet it all, and watch it go. Step up, step up, step up. Step up, step up.
Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing? Hope you guys are having a good day. We are getting ready for non-farm payrolls. I hope everybody got their Apex accounts ready to go. We're going to do the favorite trade we like to do to get one and done funded. We're going to try and trade the news flow in front of the NFPs with NASDAQ and S&P. NQ and ES, one against the other. I'm going to give you the sizing and the structures for each on 25,000. And if you have a larger account, just proportionally double it. You know, if it's 50, just double the positions, unless you want to do a little bit different proportionality. So ahead of non-farm payrolls, market is looking at, and Kay is going to go through all the numbers with you. But market is looking at basically 65 against 178. There's a possibility we could be hotter. I mean, the tough part about NFPs is there's other data here that the market could be looking at. For example, if average hourly earnings are 4 instead of 2, that should be positive. Positive economically, but maybe negative as far as interest rate expectations go. You know, Stephen Moran today came out saying that he thinks interest rates should come down. So we could get lots of volatility. This one could very well be whippy, especially against the fact that we're really sitting on Iran news, which is much more important than any immediate macro data. But I'm just basically going to go off the fact that ISM services was better, right? If ISM was better, and because of that, I think when did ISM print? Where was this? I want to go to, let me go to a different one. Go to Trading Economics. This week. When did ISM print? Here it is, services. So ISM printed 54. Oh, it's not giving me the employment. Where's the employment data? Oh, here it is. Yeah, here's employment. Employment was better. Still contractionary, actually. So difficult to get too bullish. Actually, it's a tough call. Honestly, it's a tough call because the idea is the most dominant trade is going to be NASDAQ. That's going to be the primary trade. It's hard. Honestly, it's a push. It's a complete guess this this month as to which way you want to lean. But and you know what? Maybe we lean negative. Let's just. I'm guessing. I have no idea. It's very, very hard to gauge. But I'm going to try to guess that it's going to be negative. Nasdaq dumps. If Nasdaq dumps, I mean Nasdaq to me is the lead instrument, and S&P is going to be the backup instrument. So if we're going to trade Nasdaq, what we like to do on a 25,000 is very simple. It's 2 NQs, 2 of the big contracts, 2 NQs, right? There is no stop. We're just basically going to let it ride. But we're trading 156 ticks. We hit that, we get funded. Okay? And then versus, it's going to be 3 S&Ps, 3 ESs. Again, no stop. And at 42 ticks. And so I think what I'm gonna try and do, my trade is gonna be short Nasdaq, long S&P as my backup. We'll see if that plays out. The idea here is that I'm leaning slightly on a miss on the non-farm payrolls, which will pull me down, and that's going to let hopefully make the Nasdaq hit. So we'll see. It's still one day past because but it still stays active and not passed on your dashboard. It will stay active until you actually upgrade it to a paid account. Right. What's the name of the song? These are all my songs. These are all the songs we made ourselves. These are in-house songs we made with AI. The last song was called Bet It All, and the one before that was called Wall Street Boots. We have a whole playlist. I think I'm going to make a playlist on Spotify for everybody. So yeah, Simon, I really, really don't know. We can listen to Kathy. If she's got a really persuasive argument, maybe we'll go with her. It's not passed in evals. So give it an extra day. You know what it is, Georgie? Sometimes, depending on when you passed it, you need another 24-hour cycle to close it out. It's like sometimes you need it to register another day. I don't know. That is weird. What I would do is, if you haven't heard back, put a ticket in there and ask them what the story is. Don't trade it, but you put a ticket in there and ask them what the story is. Meantime, afterwards, we're just going to go to town scalping our turn trade, which has just been great. From every single sector here. So, we've had a nice big up rally here with a few false counter trend moves that got quickly reversed, and I just reversed myself continuously to the upside. And now we finally broke the at 29.20. We broke the highs. So this particular signal, yellow candle to purple dot right here, was a really good signal. Extended basically for 98 to about 18, 19 points. Nice quick little scalp for those who want to do it. I'm not doing any trading right now in front of the news because it's just a complete waste. We will wait. We're going to wait. The other thing is we're going to really, really wait tight, like the last 30 seconds before we place our trades. Yeah, so that's interesting. William also says that he passed, didn't get notified, and he's going to wait until. I do think there may be on like a 24-hour delay. But if you guys don't hear, just put in tickets. They have a new ticket system. They're pretty responsive. They usually respond back to you in 24 hours. What I would do is I would definitely not trade that account anymore, and just see what's going on over there. Sometimes sometimes I haven't had any problem like that. Usually it's just been boom, boom. But sometimes it depends on, exactly when you passed it, that it may go another 24 hours. What's the non-farm payrolls going to be? I am really at a loss. it's projected 65, and I think it can be either way. So I don't, the ISM services, which is usually the best employment gauge, was 3 points better, but it's still contractionary. So it's hard to really take too much out of it. I mean, it's always impossible to do this. Oh, hold on a second. Kay is coming on board. Kay, let me hold on, Kay. Just one sec. Just one sec. Let me. Kathy wants to come on board. Let me just get myself into a different position here. Hold on. Okay. All right, Kay, you can come on board. Sorry.
Hi, welcome everyone. Good morning. Yes, Boris had a different format for me coming on. I wish I had the cool banners around that you did, Boris, but I guess we're gonna have to have Rob set that up for us because it's no fun when there's nothing around here. Good morning, everyone. All right, I'm sure Boris chatted with you this morning.
Yeah, the thing is that I was looking at data, and we're hoping to have your insight in it. It really feels like a push. I don't have it. I don't have any strong vibe either way. In other words, in terms of whether it's going to surprise upside or downside, it's hard for me from the prior data to be excited either way. What do you think?
Oh, well, I mean, first of all, NFPs is such a complicated piece of data to trade because not only do you have the headline number that you're focusing on, but there could legitimately be a downward revision to last month's report. Last month's report was a blowout number, 178,000. So you've got to watch for last month's revisions. You have to watch for this month's number. We have to watch for the unemployment rate. And we have to watch for average hourly earnings. And at the end of the day, the question is, does the market really care about that as well? Right, Boris? I mean, I'll share with you my screen. Give me 1 second.
No, I think we're talking about the fact that it's all against the Iran background. They're supposed to get the letter back today, so that it will overshadow. It's supposed to get the Iranian response back to the U.S. memorandum of understanding. I have a feeling Iran is going to reject it. I'll be shocked if they accept it, but it doesn't matter. I mean, that's going to be the much more important headline, and if that comes right on top of it, it will completely destroy.
Right. The bottom line is, does the market care? And that's really what we have to keep in the back of our minds. So yes, we're going to have some sort of immediate reaction, but then the market will start to shift back to what is the current sentiment in the market. And that's really the most important thing to pay attention to, because we all may have our own opinions, judgments about how things should play out politically, economically, but the most important thing is what the price action is telling us. And today, if you look at the price action, the markets upper right-hand corner, stock futures are, soaring. Let me just remove my indicator here. You can see yes, we had a pullback yesterday, but we're right back there. And we're looking like we want to hit towards fresh record highs. NASDAQ pretty much right back there as well. Did anything good happen in the last 12 hours? I mean, not really, right? I mean, nothing really good happened in the last 12 hours. It was, in fact, only bad happened, right? It seems like Iran and the US are shooting missiles at each other. Iran is shooting missiles at UAE. So nothing good happened in the last 12 hours to justify this move. But as I was reading this morning here from Kobesi report. If you look at, let me see if I can move this over to center this. He said that AI, we all know AI is driving U.S. economic growth, but he actually said that the investment in software and IT contributed 134 basis points to Q1 GDP growth of 2%, the largest contribution in history. And you can see the pre-market movers are all the NASDAQ stocks, but NASDAQ's not the only one, right? I mean, NQ, ES, YM, they're all up. So the market is positive. And what I'm trying to tell you is that even if we have a weak non-farm payrolls report, because market sentiment is so positive, we have to respect that. Even if those missiles are flying all over the place in the Middle East and it doesn't seem like we're getting closer to ceasefire, the markets are up. Even though President Trump has threatened the EU with fresh tariffs if they don't accept the trade agreement by, I think it's July 1st, the euro is up. So we have to respect all of these price actions when we take into context how we are going to trade. And that is probably one of the most important things, which is that, we may all have all our judgments and opinions and everything about how things should be. But the most important thing is we've got to understand the market is risk on today. The market is bearish US dollars, and the market likes euros. So when we think about how we're going to trade, that's the context that we're going to remember. Of course, I have to say, it's very hard for those of you, I'm sure Boris will guide you the right way, but for those of you that are trading stocks and NASDAQ and ES, it's really hard to be buying stocks at record highs. But maybe we'll have a nice dip. We'll see. So talking about non-farm payrolls and what is expected, I posted this morning. So U.S. non-farm payrolls expected at 65,000 against 178,000. So a little more than a third of last month's report. The unemployment rate is expected to remain unchanged. Average hourly earnings growth is expected to be strong. Now, what are the leading indicators of NFPs telling us? Take a look at this. Let me ask you guys, is there more green or is there more red? What do you see on the screen? Chat, let me know. Do you see more green or do you see more red on the screen? What do you see? More green or more red? No one's answering me. Come on, chat. I know you're paying attention. Let me know. And it's not a hard question. Let me know if you see
more green. It's actually looking at your chart. I'm tilting a little bit more bullish just off the chart because it does look a tilt more to the upside surprise, especially ADP, which tends to be a pretty good precursor, and obviously ISM services not bad too. So yeah,
there definitely looks like there's more green than there is red. Like you said, ISM services is typically the most important leading indicator of non-farm payrolls, and you can see that increased. We had a rise in ADP employment change. The 4-week jobless claims also improved quite a bit. We have Challenger, fewer layoffs. Now, the consumer sentiment is all over the place. We have the conference board sentiment higher, but at the same time, we have the U-Mitch sentiment index lower. So it is kind of just all over the place and not as reliable. But continuing claims continue to drop. In terms of the argument for weaker payrolls, first of all, the sentiment thing is a wash. ISM manufacturing jobs decrease, and JOLTS, which is job openings, decrease, which, I don't think is a huge indication of, where things are at. But at the end of the day, you can see, as Boris said, there's more reason you think the number could surprise to the upside than to the downside. The only caution that I have to give you is that, no one really anticipated the overall strength of last month's numbers. Last month's numbers were blowout, and no one anticipated the strength of the numbers. So some of that could be a little bit baked in as well. So just be leery of that, because some of this data could simply be kind of a little bit of catch up to this other report. So we'll have to see. But in general, the risk is for an upside surprise. Now, of course, like I said, maybe you'll have 75,000, 80,000 in job growth. But the previous number could come in lower. The unemployment rate, we'll have to see. Any piece of this could affect how the market behaves on the non-farm payrolls number. So we go back to our question is, does the market care, right? How much will the market care? Well, if the number comes in 20,000 or lower, certainly if it comes in negative, the market's going to care. And they're going to end up selling dollars on this, selling indices on this. And so we're probably going to see, the markets react all over the place on the back of this report. So if we get a really terrible number, which I would define as, 25,000 or lower, if we get a really terrible number on that front, then yes, we could have, the bigger market reaction. Now, what about an upside surprise? What would be an upside surprise? I think pretty much anything greater than 75,000. It won't take much to impress the positive market, in my opinion. It won't take much to impress the positive market. If we have a upside surprise, we're probably going to see you know, the dollar rally and stocks extend their gains. So the bottom line is, I think that unless we have a really, really terrible report, I think it's more going to be for equities buying a dip, selling the rally, buying the dip more than anything else. For the dollar, we could have some more interesting trades. I mean, for the dollar, I think we'll have some more interesting movement. Some of you, are trading gold. If we have a good number, it's probably going to be initially we just like a risk on, lift gold. If a bad number, kind of pull it back. But gold gets very, very choppy when it comes to trading. Now, the best move in general when it comes to trading is always to wait for at least the 5-minute candle to close, and then wait for a breakout on the back of the 5-minute candle. Now, what are we going to do in terms of FX? Now, we have two numbers out. We have U.S. jobs report and Canadian job report. So we'll have to see, what kind of opportunities are in the Canadian jobs report. But dollar yen is above the indicator line. If we get a weak number and it drops below the indicator line, we could end up taking a short trade. So if we have a weak number, I'll be looking to short dollar yen. Euro's very strong. I'll be looking to buy euros. We have a zip buy signal in euro dollar. If the number is good and we had a good jobs report, one of the weaker currencies is Kiwi dollar. So it's starting to roll over. I like selling Kiwi dollars on a weak jobs report, and then possibly buying dollar Swiss. We'll have to see. So the game plan is, and because I don't really like buying dollar yen because of the BOJ intervention that's limiting the upside in dollar yen. But if we have a good U.S. jobs report, I'm really looking at selling Kiwi dollar. If we have a weak U.S. jobs report, I'm going to be looking at selling dollar yen and buying euro dollar. Now, this could lead to, once again, talking about respecting price action. Dollar yen is, above the indicator line. So there could be opportunity for dollar yen upside, but I don't love the idea. So, we'll have to see how things play out on that front. Last month, as I said, we had a really, really blowout jobs number. And, the best trade really was to just wait for a breakout of.
Sorry, I'm going to cut in because we got about a minute. So I'm just going to set everybody up for the trade. So here, what we're going to do. As I said before, 2 NQs. I'm gonna go long NQ because Kathy convinced me to go long NQ. So 2 NQs with 156 tick profit, no stop, just 156 tick profit. We're gonna wait until about 30 seconds to the close against a short 3 S&P. 3 S&P. So 2 NQs against a short 3 S&P. This is on a 25,000 with on the S&Ps the 42 tick profit. That's it. Just profit straight up. So okay. long this one and short that one.
All right. So Boris is going to try to get you guys funded. And we're going to see the price action in the charts before we actually see it in the headlines. Let's see. But it won't be much longer. I mean, the difference will be nominal.
Wait, flatten. I want to go short S&P, long NASDAQ. Okay, so we are there. See what happens. Boom, boom, boom. Moving up on NASDAQ.
So that means maybe it's a good number.
No. Wait, hold on. We got stopped on the retrace. The worst situation. Unfortunately, did not get it, guys. The new rules make it so tough. We got stopped on the retraces both ways. Unfortunately, it was just too. I have another account. Let's see if we can try to do it.
Okay, so weaker average hourly earnings, stronger non-farm payroll growth. The market's kind of consolidating. The best trade, in my opinion, is to wait for this 5-minute candle to close and then get in because the headline number wasn't terrible. And we got to see, I'm tempted to sell Kiwi dollars on the back of this news. But let's see, what else do we have? CAD jobs report was really ugly. So where's CAD yen at right now? So CAD yen is at 114.58. I like the CAD yen short as well, but we need around 58, but we need a little bit of a retrace. So I like the CAD yen short. I like the Kiwi dollar short against 58. CAD yen, you know, I wanted to retrace. I don't want to chase this move. If we look in the 5-minute candle, let's see if we get a little retrace here in CAD yen. That, you know, Kiwi dollar isn't moving at all.
Yeah, it's a tepid response. We couldn't, even if we gotten didn't get retraced out, I don't think there was enough of a pop here. There was barely a pop in Nasdaq. I'm still long. I took another long in Nasdaq, just kind of off the post news flow, just to see on a 2 contract against 50, so it gives me a little bit more room to run. We'll see if that's going to give me a push higher. But honestly, I think we're going to have to reconfigure our plans now.
Oh, I kind of like this dollar. I think maybe going long dollar CAD 136.77 for a run to the big figure is probably something that, you know, is probably, I think, the best idea right now. Go ahead, Boris. Sorry about that.
So, you know, I'm basically long, essentially long risk at this point with NASDAQ. You know, no stop. Let's see if I can actually, if I get up to what? To 65. This is just basically a run and gun to see if we can push this 50,000 to get funded just on a essentially long continuity trade. Yeah, I mean the new rules make it a lot harder because that 500 max DLL just doesn't give you any room. So I think we have to literally cut our exposure down to 1 contract next time to survive the.
All right, looks like dollar yen wants to pull back. It looks like the existing sentiment of the day, which is dollar down. I'm not looking at stocks, but it looks like dollar down. It seems to be really moving. So I think euro dollar could continue to move upwards. I think dollar yen could move down 156.59 as a short could be interesting. I don't really like the dollar CAD anymore. I think I prefer CAD yen, which was the first one we looked at. And you see CAD yen's really moving downwards. But yeah, I think that we could have further upside in euro dollar. Euro dollar probably go up to 118, which is not too far from here. And then dollar yen, I think, is probably going to slip lower. So we'll have to see if we get continuation. But the best trade when it comes to trading these type of event risk and news is to be a little bit more patient, wait another 2 minutes and see if we get carve out our levels and wait for a pop based off of those levels.
So here's what I'm going to do. We made about $1,000 on this continuity trade. It's going to be a real, stretch for us to go to full 3,000. So instead, we're going to just simply trade this into a funded account over the next week or so, just using our pure scalp strategies and sizing, which would be fine. It was productive in a sense that we picked up about $1,000 in a matter of a couple of minutes. Will it, could it have gone all the way to 53,000 given the news and everything else? Maybe, maybe not. It's, the bet here is it could have retraced as well. So my view is if we didn't get the kind of momentum push we wanted in the first couple of minutes, we could run into a stall, bank the money, and just trade it, naturally, like earn it the honest way.
I mean, at the end of the day, the main there's a couple of things to take away. First of all, the leading indicators correctly predicted an upside surprise in non-farm payrolls. I didn't think it was going to be this good, 115,000. I mean, this is a blowout number. Actually, I just realized that Boris is not sharing my screen. Hold on.
I'm sure. Do you want to see I'm sharing the data. Do you want to see the data?
I was going to share my. Can I share my screen?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. So the leading indicators for non-farm payrolls correctly predicted the upside surprise, more green than red. So, if you kind of follow what I do, we follow the fundamentals, you'll be prepared for the upside surprise. Not as big as the market anticipated. But at the end of the day, what is the story? The story is that whatever was happening before continues to happen. So the dollar remains under pressure, although it hasn't fully, kind of dropped down. But most importantly, stocks were up and the number was good. And if you look at ES on a super ultra short-term basis, the market, came basically just popped up and extended to fresh all-time highs on the back of the news. So we weren't trading indices, but the sentiment that was happening before continues to be the sentiment that is driving the markets this morning. And I think that, the risk on mood is going to persist for the New York session. So, for the most part, I think it's going to continue to move upwards. Now, like I said earlier, ES is already at fresh, pretty much at fresh all-time highs. NQ as well. Trading all-time highs is really, really hard. You got to buy the retraces and be nimble with them. But the move is up for now, and we have to respect it. And the move is down for the dollar. This could go to 118. Dollar CAD actually now seems to be running to 137, and dollar yen I think could still end up moving lower. So those are the three things that I'm watching. Dollar CAD run to 137 off of weak Canadian data. Good US data. I think this very much could happen right now. And then dollar yen hasn't moved, but I think it's going to move lower. And then I think, euro dollar is lagging behind, but I also think that it could, euro, we've got multiple time frames, all green. We do have resistance right here, but if we get past here, we can go to 118. But I think dollar yen is going to fall lower, and I have a pretty strong conviction dollar CAD, which was our first idea, is going to make that run for 138. So you got good profits in MES? Yeah, I mean, good number.
Guys, actually, some of the guys traded better than I did because they took positions earlier. Like Brian got funded because he just got in just a tad bit earlier. Other people got in, and actually, the trade that I gave up early would have gone all the way to funded. I just didn't think it was going to extend that much, but it did. If you guys held, as most of the people are much more patient than I am, Kay, what a surprise in the room. And so they held, and they probably got funded as well. So that's great. The whole game plan here is for you guys to get funded and get it done. So I'm glad we were able to do this. I actually think one of the interesting aspects of a lot of this change in prop behavior is we're going to probably adopt a lot of Kathy's techniques, which is trade post instead of pre, because a lot of the push now happens post event, and if we can read it quickly, we can really position ourselves with decent size and lots of room. So basically, trading post-event today would have been a much easier way to get funded, and also much less exposure because you're only exposing one account. So we may change our tactics as the tactics of the prop firms change. We'll have to adapt a little bit more. But either way, I'm very glad that everybody in the room did well. So that's the game plan. That's
and if you did well, Iberia House, if you got funded, Judith, if you got funded, please, go to Trustpilot and give us a good review.
Hey, Judith, all right, Judith, we're talking about this. Judith is one of my coaching clients, and I'm so glad you got funded. We were talking about this yesterday. She was all setting her up. She went 15 seconds earlier. Everybody went a little bit earlier than me, and everybody did better. That's great. I'm always much happier when everybody in the room does better than I do, because that's the whole point. I will get my money back. You guys know that. I'm not worried about that, but I'm really glad you guys got funded. That's great. It's really, really great.
But if you got funded and you like what we do, make sure you post it on Trustpilot so that everyone else can, come and join, like this video if you're on YouTube, because that really kind of promotes the channel as well. So minimally, we would really appreciate it if you did that. Also, tomorrow we've got an incredible event called Prop Trader Fest.
Okay, I was going to pull it up. Yes. Asks, go to Prop Fest, please register and get every one of your friends to register. Anybody who's even remotely interested in how financial markets work is going to have an unbelievably interesting show tomorrow from some of the leading experts in the world, from everything. And, we're very excited. Kathy and I are hosting it. So please, if you have already funded, many of you have already registered, but get your friends to register, get your neighbors to register, get everybody. It's a great show.
We are giving away $2.5 million worth of prop trading challenges tomorrow. So make sure you come on and you have a chance to, participate in that and, hopefully win one of the challenges. So I mean, we're giving away challenges pretty much every 30 minutes. So definitely tune into that.
Massive from a lot of our partners, the big names, Apex, Tradeify, Lucid, Prop Shop, I think also, right? We have lots and lots and lots of Ola Prime, all of our key partners. Whether you want to trade CFDs or futures, you're going to be able to get some free accounts, which is going to be awesome. What are we doing on dollar CAD? What's the?
I mean, that's the only trade. This type of low vol. First of all, I want to be clear. Trading news is not part of my ZIP strategy. This is just for entertainment only. Because we are very disciplined when it comes to trading ZIP. We trade Asia Open, we trade early New York Open at 6:30. We don't trade ahead of NFPs. Now, the only trade I like was kind of the first one I called, which is a long dollar CAD for a run to 137. But FX volatility is super compressed. I mean, dollar yen, I think, kept itself in like a 15-point range this whole time. Euro dollar inching itself upwards. There's really, not a huge amount of opportunity in FX right now. And so, I'm not taking any I like dollar CAD. I think it's going to run to 137, but I'm not taking, any trades on the back of this. Maybe if we have a breakout of some sort, like if you look at dollar yen and you go to the 5-minute chart, let's remove the indicator. What I'd like to see is typically with this is a tall task, but if we break this high or we break this low, we probably have continuation.
How wide is that range, Kate?
That range is 30 points. It's not really that wide.
It's not that wide.
It looks big, but it's not.
Yeah, I was just going to say that long-term chart on dollar CAD looks like it was just what we call the lobotomy trade, where there is just no movement. It's just, flat EKG. It looks like there was very, very small movement overnight. The English says the yen manipulated intervention. What's the story with yen intervention? Is it not really been effective?
I wouldn't say it's been ineffective, because they came in this day and they came in this day, and we're still down here, not up here. So the fact that we're down here and we're not up here, and right. I love my moving averages. We're still below most of the major moving averages, especially the 100. Kind of means it was effective, right?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. And I think Fred is absolutely right. The market's very hesitant going to the weekend. We're still waiting for a lot of stuff. And so at least the FX market is. Stocks continue to power higher. You can see I still really like, I think ES could make another push up. We'll have to see. Although it is, kind of already pretty lofty. But,
right.
Trading, I don't know. How do you trade these all-time highs, Boris?
You just buy them. You buy them you buy them until it starts retracing. I mean, that's the whole point. All-time highs. Contrary to popular belief, all-time highs are usually great buying opportunities, not selling opportunities. No.
Yeah, what I really like is if we look at E-mini S&P futures and you look at the 5-minute chart, we're right underneath the New York. I mean, I love these session highs and lows. They're usually really good support and resistance levels. And you can see if we kind of close above the session highs, that is going to be quite positive.
Right.
But nothing really here at all. I've been trading, I was streaming on Prop for a Match yesterday, and I've been talking about the 821 cross on the 5-minute chart. It's better on the 15-minute chart. We have nothing right now, but you get, obviously you get in a little later, you have fewer signals. But when you have the cross, it tends to be a really good entry signal, like especially Asia Open, New York Open. London gets a little messy, but this was a really beautiful upside cross in the 821. So even, as the bombs were all like firing overnight, and it looks like, S&P and NASDAQ would fall, the fact that the market was rallying and then, you had an 821 cross was more, told you and confirmed to you that was a buy more than a sell than anything else. But I mean, pushing to all highs, but it's, it's fading a little bit right now. So we'll see. I mean, you've got, you could convince yourself of anything, right? You can say lower highs, lower lows, rejecting New York high from yesterday. You can pretty much convince yourself of anything. But
we have like a super tight methodology for trading all those turns. So we're going to do it. We actually have a short signal just triggered on NASDAQ for scalp, and it's working. We'll take it.
Did you take it? Want to put up your chart? I want to see your chart. Where's this entry?
Here. It's the entries. You see the little purple dot? That's our short signal off the thing. We take a short against the session high right over here.
So you entered. Okay. So you entered.
We're actually in a trade right now, just trying to working it towards target.
So to clarify, you entered the session high, not the break underneath the green line.
No, you see the little purple dot?
Yeah.
The purple dot tells us that candle itself, that's the trigger. That's the short trigger candle. It shows.
Oh, the orange one is the short trigger candle.
Let me show you. Let me take my boomer glass. You see
which one is it? Is it the one with the purple dot above it, or
the one with the purple dot above it? The one with the purple dot above it was the trigger candle. The orange one tells us further weakness, and now we're starting to come down a little bit. So we're actually, where's my target here? Somewhere around 41 is where I'm trying to target. So we're
Does Rob Hoffman use the 821 as well? I didn't realize that.
Because we're actually using 8, so we're like, we're there with you. Like the short-term moving average is actually 8. So a lot of our signal, you were showing like that turn signal, the 821 cross, and that was actually a white dot buy on ours. Like it's very interesting that a lot of different analysis basically dovetail into a single similar trade, because you're basically handicapping the same type of price action.
It's very, very cool.
Yeah, it is. I had Sam Saleh from Ola Prime this week.
Speaking of Ola Prime, if you put on our link, Ola Prime's doing a 40% off Prop Fest sale.
Yeah.
Can you drop our Ola Prime link in there?
Is the code Edge? I just put the code as Edge. I don't know.
No, the code's getting like Prop Fest 40, but use our affiliate link so that you can get access to some of our tools. But they're offering 40% off, and and Apex, I think you said this morning, just came back with their 90% off sale.
Oh, that's awesome.
BK Save. So they're back with 90% off. They, it seems to let me just hold on. Let me confirm, because sometimes my cookies, no, I'm pretty sure. Apex Trader Funding, 90% off. It's and also
look, guys, and here's the trade. We just banked the trade. I just wanted to show you.
Awesome.
So we're gonna earn our money the honest way. We're not gonna try and do a single trade funding on this account, but it could be fun. I'm almost certain probably Apex went another 90%.
It did. I'm looking at it right now. 3 more. I mean, they're at 90%.
That's super cool that Rob uses 821. I'm going to be talking to Rob during the Prop Fest. So guys, everybody who's interested, Rob has of course won 37 trading championships, probably one of the greatest records ever. So we're going to be talking a lot about what it is that made him such a winning champion, and hopefully you guys will learn something.
It's true. I mean, I love the fact that he's not a trader that won these competitions 15 years ago. He continues to win them. He just won them this past April, last month, when I was talking to him. He was in Europe doing the competition. So it's a testament to consistency that he just keeps going. It's not about the markets 15 years ago, it's the markets right now. So we have him, we have Marcy Silfran, we have we have
Logan, who's
Robin's World Cup.
Right.
We have Tyler, who's really been slinging it. And Tyler's a CFD trader who recently decided to trade futures on a short-term basis. And so I'm really interested in his chat, because he's been trading the 80-20 levels.
Sorry, who's that? Who are you talking about?
Tyler.
Oh, Tyler. Yeah. I'm actually going to talk to Tyler later today. So we're going to be, that's going to be very, very interesting. Yeah. We have Logan, who's just, we both, Kathy and I saw Logan make $100,000 in one trade in the afternoon. It was just amazing.
We have Salma, we have Lumi. We have so many, and the Mary M is incredible. She's, trades levels, and she slings these huge positions throughout the morning. So she's really incredible watch. Yeah, she trades really big positions.
Wow.
And And yeah, so Tyler learned his 80-20 strategy from Ocala. How many of you know Ocala?
Yeah. Ocala's been named that. Ocala, here's Tyler is actually just WhatsApping me now. Finally, okay, so I'm going to talk to him later today.
Yeah. Okay, Logan is coming. The schedule is all down here. Sorry, I was actually sharing my screen, but the schedule is all down here. You don't have to stay for the whole thing. If you want to do a $10 donation which is 100% goes to charity, you get access to all the videos. But Logan is coming on in the after, a little later on in the day at 12:30 New York time. So we start the day off with Nick Leeson, the original rogue trader. Then we talked to Marcy Silfran, who's the Robbins World Cup number 2 champion. Then we got a really amazing session with all the founders of Apex, Tradify, and Lucid. Then we talked to Linda Rashke, the number 1 female trader in the world. Then we talked to Austin Silver about VWAP, Tyler at 10:30, and then Ola BEM about CFD trading. And then we come back with Miriam, Lumi, and Salma talking about their strategies. Then Hoffman, Logan, and then we have the platform. Tick Blaze and Tracy are unbelievable. So they're going to really dive deep into some of their new features. And then we end with CFD trading with Thomas and Benny. So we're giving away $2.5 million of prop trading challenges throughout this throughout Prop Trader Fest. The event is 100% free. So please register. Tell your trading community.
It will be on this YouTube channel, but you need to register in order to be able to view it. So
yes, and we are only able if you love the last one, I know you'll love this one. We're only able to do it again if it's successful, and we need your help in getting the word out so that it is successful. So please register and tell all your trading communities.
Did you know, Kate, that Ocala trades only from his mobile?
Tyler only trades from his mobile.
Really? Oh, I gotta talk. Who's interviewing Tyler? Is it you or me?
Zach.
Oh, Zach.
Yeah.
Okay. I would have loved. We're gonna take Tyler. We're gonna bring Tyler on our stream, and we're really gonna deconstruct what he does because it's really fascinating. Yeah. We're gonna have a lot of these traders. We're gonna hopefully in the next month or so also have individually in our streams to really get to know them as well. But everybody, please come to Prop Fest. Super fun show, and I hope to see you guys all there.
Yeah, and I mean, FX is doing nothing. Dollar CAD got up to 93. It's slowly grinding upwards. It's really doing nothing. And dollar yen, euro dollar has been kind of trapped in like a 15-20 point range. I think all the action is in all the
action seems to be, I think, in equities, and FX, which is a kind of a derivative of credit, is very quiet. I didn't even look at gold. I don't know anybody look at gold.
Oh yeah, I didn't even look at gold. Let's see. Gold
also kind of
flat. 5-minute chart. What's gold doing? Like this was the 8:30 data. Popped up, popped down,
Yeah. Not really.
I would just isolate the high. I would isolate the low in the first 15 minutes. We didn't get out of this range yet. Maybe we'll break one side to the upside or downside. And if we break to the upside or downside, that's the trade. But the data was good. Gold was up. And now it's just resuming its previous trend, which is basically the takeaway that I hope you have today, which is that it's everything that was happening before just kind of continued off of the jobs report. And gold looks like it wants to head back towards the London high right now.
Yeah. Somebody, did you see that question from Mihail? He says that USD is up a lot to CAD and down against almost everything else. Like, why is CAD weak? Is it because Canadian data was weak? What happened?
Canadian data was terrible. Canadian data was minus 17,000. They expected an upside surprise. Unemployment rate jumped from 6.769. So yeah, the number was quite terrible.
Yeah, that's what happens when you turn communist. That's it. No, I'm just kidding. No,
I hope so, because a lot of people have different opinions, Boris, on this channel.
I
We don't need to
I get them all riled up just to get ready for the show.
But just to jump back in, full-time jobs was really bad. 46,000. It's all losses in full-time jobs. So the number was really, really ugly. And that's why, I liked the dollar CAD trade to the long side. But look at gold. Gold is trying to So I drew my line terribly.
I was actually, honestly, I hadn't
No,
looked,
and the gold is breaking to the upside. Yeah.
I hadn't looked at dollar CAD in a long time, Kay, and I was just shocked it's 137. That impoverishes the Canadian population so much. In terms of, it's basically 65 cents to US dollar. It's like a third of a US dollar. It's pathetic.
Well, the Canadians don't really if you look at the trade data, especially their most recent trade data, they really amped up trade with other countries.
Yeah.
And the trade activity, has, and even IBPMI has been hot. So in many ways, they don't even need the US these days.
Okay. Well, yeah, but I'm talking about just from purchasing power parity. It's the ability to, just the currency is so cheap, it makes it expensive to buy US goods. We're still
No, it's the reverse. The dollar CAD is it depends the time you look, right? Dollar CAD, the CAD is strong. The CAD's down here, not up here.
Sorry,
CAD's down here. It's much closer to it's much closer to the lower right hand corner of the chart than the upper right hand corner. That means it's CAD strength. That means they're getting strong. They have more money to spend. I don't know where we were at a week. We're well. They were poor up here. This is good. This is almost the lowest level since 2024. So they're rich down here.
Oh wow, yeah. It's a lot. It's been a long time that I looked at dollar CAD that I even realized it. I didn't realize
because all your kids moved away out of Canada.
Right. I didn't realize that they were that weak. Even wow. To me, this is still weak, but they were much weaker. Wow.
This is closer to the strongest level in 2 years. Than it is the weakest. Yeah. You're right. We were down. Maybe like if we go even further, in 2022 2021 we were down here, but that was a long time ago.
Yeah. No.
Look at this. This looks like a huge head and shoulders pattern. But this is way too long for any of us to care.
Yeah. Very long. All right, guys, we're gonna start the trade show. Any more questions for Kay? Which currency pair should have been good for Trader NFP today? I don't know. Not much. Just
nothing really, honestly. I think dollar CAD is the one that had the least retrace. Probably the best one really would have been just jumping into short CAD yen. But you didn't have bad. The US data wasn't terrible either. Really, that's why I didn't really. Sometimes I like to jump in with the trades, but I didn't really put in a trade aside from calling dollar CAD because I knew that volatility in FX was going to be very low. And the market doesn't really care right now. The market only really cares about the headline risk, and that's really the key.
Exactly. No, exactly. That's really true.
Yeah.
All right, let me share my screen. We're long. NAS going back up, so we're long on that turn. Trying to trade.
Nice. Boris made money on the short with you guys in the NASDAQ. That was a nice. What I really liked about that trade, Boris, was that it was slow. It wasn't like sometimes your trades are.
That's funny. Yes, and that was amazing. Like that's the whole thing. We really changed our whole approach to make it much more palatable for people to trade. To be able to really it doesn't have to be instant perfect execution. Trades now last between 5 and 10 minutes. It's much easier, much stronger.
I like that a lot because it was nice and slow and relaxed.
Correct.
So you went short and long, and then flipped to short. Is that what it just said?
Yeah, we're gonna flip now. Now we're flipping to short because the wave went the other way. Let me show you the chart here. We got the purple dot. I was cheating. I thought we're gonna go back up. I wait, and usually when I cheat, I get faced. But the beautiful part about the way we trade is that because we trade so small, we can when we get stopped out, we just add another unit to the next trade, and this trade, for example, is gonna cover all the losses from the prior trade and make fresh profits. And that's how we keep growing and growing and growing. That's how we get the P&L. That's how we grow our whole broker portfolio, green all the way, because we're big proponents of using small size and tactical entries.
Okay, so my main question is, do you have to wait for that candle to close?
Yes.
You can't front run, right?
Don't front run. That's the number one thing is that, and it's, it doesn't take that long to.
It's a 1 minute chart, so you can wait.
You got to be wait, and then when you're in a trade, you got to be patient enough to let the trade play itself out. We're going to talk about the fact we let the levels, we let the dots enter us into trades, but the stop and the exit levels keep us in the trades.
What are the green and red dots? So your purple dot is entry. What are the green?
No, they're basically buy sell dots, and it depends on they can be entry or exit depending on how we're interpreting the trade. But this is basically selling pressure, early selling pressure, and this is all buying pressure. The green dots are all buying pressure. White is early buying pressure. Red dots is just selling pressure. The purple dots is early selling pressure. So we just basically took early selling pressure against a sell construct, because what happened is this little blue candle tells us that we had some buying stoppage. Like in other words, we were in a sell mode and the buyers came in and tried to take it up. This is like the first signal of buying pressure. And then all of a sudden, boom, the sellers completely destroyed the buyers by taking out the lows, fresh selling pressure. So we're going with the sellers and holding the stop above here. The very, very cool part about our setups is that we have absolutely perfect defined stops on every single thing that are logical. And because we have perfectly defined stops, we can then make perfectly defined.
Okay, but let's go back more to the basics. Does the bigger circle mean a stronger signal?
No, the bigger circle just means early. It's just
okay.
The bigger circle is just there, to watch early. And like right now, we're basically getting two-way price action, a lot of choppiness, which sometimes happens to us, and sometimes we get caught in the chop. But what I'm gonna be talking about right now is, hang on a second, is the fact that we're going to ignore all the signals until and unless this level is broken. This is our sell level, right? And unless the buyers are so strong to take out the sell level, we're staying in the short. We're going to stay in the short until it either gets done or we get stopped out. This way, it keeps us very, very disciplined and focused on the initial trade. We don't just whip out up and down. We don't just follow.
I mean, I guess my question is, and I apologize, chat. I don't really trade with boards. My question is,
a lot of people new in the room, so they don't know how to trade. So this is a good question. This is good for you to ask those questions.
Why is early good? I mean, it seems like you're only trading on the big circles, which is the you're only trading on purple or white, right? So why is early good? Why shouldn't I wait till the other one?
Because our whole thesis, which is borne out by our performance, is that every trend starts with a turn, right? The earlier you are in trend, the higher you have further to go in terms of you have greater possibility of profit with a very small defined risk. It's an asymmetric position. So being early in trend helps because we're constantly scalping. And remember, we're not looking. I mean, if we were looking for a very long-term trend, maybe we would have had a different approach. But we're trying to trade every intelligent turn we can. So we're trying to get early into the turn here, early into the turn here, early into the turn here, and take every possible wave. And because there are waves every 15 to 20 minutes, when we're successful and we have, and the price action is really good, we're just riding those waves to profit all the time.
So then why are the little green and little red circles necessary?
Oh, because what if you wanted to just trade continuity? Like, what if you just wanted to, like, in other words, this is the setup that I trade because it's conducive to my personality. But there's a lot of people in the room that trade much better than I do. By basically, they'll take the trade early and then hold it until the green dots disappear, and they just run the whole trend instead of just the early turn.
Well, the green dot doesn't really disappear, right?
No, what I mean by disappear is they stop. Is like what they will do is there are a lot of people that will take the trend and then only get out when the moving average is broken or when there is a red dot. When there's get out on an early red dot. So for example, a great trend trade that some people will do is they'll come in here, they'll buy the white, right? Well, let's just ignore the spike, but let's just imagine that there wasn't an NFP spike, and they will just simply, what they will do is a lot of them will scale out. They'll buy one, scale out one, and then hold the last one until they get a reversal signal, until they get a red dot signal, and they get out here. So that's very profitable if you have the patience of a monk, and of course I have a patience of a gnat. So
okay, so now let's go back to the current signal. So now we have a short signal in NASDAQ.
Yep.
Then you have this white circle, white dot.
So this was a counter trend white signal. But since we're already in the trade and we haven't broken the key levels here. This is what I'm trying to tell you. We're staying very patient. You see, and I'm holding this trade, making money in this trade. We are up like what, $85, $90. I mean, if you want to take it, I'll just flatten out a little bit. And that's sort of like the wrinkle that we're going to talk about today, that once we're in a trade, we need to be committed to the levels, because those levels is what is intelligent. That's where you're wrong. And until you're wrong, you're right. Don't let the market shake you out, right? So what we do is we came into the trade, and this is, you saw me, this is a perfect example of what I wanted to show you. I did not get shaken out by this retrace, because it did not break the key level, and then boom, the sellers came back and they resumed their selling. The markets will do this to you all the time, and the great thing about this setup is it really keeps you anchored to the true move without, with reasonable risk all the time. So that's the key thing. So that was great.
That looks good.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the just our sequences here, right? We went short, then we went, then I ran long quickly, trying to anticipate with a very, very tight stop, got stopped out, reversed, and made money. And overall, obviously, the whole P&L continues to be positive. We started about 1,000, we're now 1,000, 1,100. We'll just keep growing this, and like I said, we're gonna earn this account the old-fashioned way by actually making money.
I mean, that's really the NFP trading is entertainment, right? It's really not.
No, this is exactly
what you can rely on every day.
Exactly, and even if you relied on the NFP trading, to get your accounts funded, it's almost immaterial, because the way you need to trade to actually get paid out is exactly what I'm doing. You have to trade, very small risk, very defined risk, and very strong focus, because the way the rules in all the prop firms are now, they require you to just make money consistently. And if you can't make money consistently, you can't get paid out. No prop firm, regardless of what they tell you, will ever pay you out on a single trade anymore. Because
so Kelvin said dollar CAD made it to 137. It did, but it took 35 minutes for it to do it, pretty much, which is an eternity for, what was it, like a 25-point pip move? It was barely anything, and it took 35 minutes, which is like I said, an eternity for a news trade. But at the same time, it what didn't retrace against you.
Yeah, exactly. What, Dave? It's like, this is a perfect example of what I'm trying to say, which all of us are guilty of, and I'm really trying to institute this as a rule. Unless it breaks your level, like Kay she had a trade and she had a stop. It never came close to the stop, right? Like, I mean, let's imagine you were in that trade.
It's always a 20-point stop.
Yeah, and it didn't come close, right? It didn't break the stop.
No, it didn't. It didn't go. Right. It didn't even retrace like 5 pips.
Exactly. So unless you are stopped out, there is no reason for you to leave the trade. And all of us do that because we're so like, oh, I can't. It's not making money in the next 5 seconds. Therefore, it's not making money. This is a thing we need to completely and totally disabuse ourselves. The thing that actually is much more important than this, and I just did a video on it yesterday that just blew up on X. And I want to, Kathy is really, really good at this, but she'll confirm with me. I made a video about Paul Tudor Jones, and just a little bit of a history of him. He's one of the greatest, hedge fund traders in the world. But Paul Tudor Jones had this one saying, which is losers average losers, right? Never add to a losing position. Now, Kathy never does that, right? You are always sort of like, you're in trade, you never add to a position, right? Right?
No, I don't. No.
But all of us, including yours truly, are notorious for doing that. So one of the great things about the way we trade now is my setup absolutely does not allow any adding. You're in the trade, win or die, wait. And then if you die, you reset again and you try again. That change of mindset has completely changed my P&L. Like it went from up, down, up, down, up, down to just really smooth green, because I never add to a losing position. Statistically, and I ran like 1,000 tests on Claude. Every single ad statistically is almost a guarantee of a loss. In other words, if you're buying at a worse price than you entered, the probability of the price going against you is exponentially higher. And so like of all the rules that I would recommend, staying to the levels is rule 2, but rule number 1 is never ever, only losers add to losers. It's the hardest lesson to learn. It's the reason why everybody gets blown out of their prop accounts, because everybody who's blown account has always added to their loser. And it's the one thing, if you can just get rid of that one bad habit, I absolutely assure you, your performance is going to improve tremendously. So it was interesting. I did this video. I was shocked, and then it blew up on X now because I think it really resonated with what a lot of people do that is wrong.
So English, I absolutely do not look at Ichimoku clouds. Maybe I'll love it, but I've certainly I've known it for years, but it's definitely not something that I have used at all. Speaking of, a lot of you are trading your prop firms, and many of you are wondering, you're kind of like, what's the best one for me to get started with? What's the best one to get funded on? What's the best one to trade on a regular basis and get payouts? And, Boris talks a lot about the prop firms, but I just want to show you, if I can just put this on here. On Prop Trader Edge, we have a lot of different tables, like programs, prop firms with no monthly fees, prop firms with no consistency rules, prop firms where you can trade multi-asset classes. In general, as a rule of thumb, if you're a beginner, Apex is really the best because Apex is the cheapest. This is actually 90% off. If you use the code BKSAVE, it's 90% off. But if you don't know what you're doing, you have not gotten funded yet, you're just trying out Apex, right now, if you look at Apex trader funding, I think it's, what size?
$30.
I'm going to show them what size account. What size account? 50K?
50K account. Yeah. It's like maybe it's 32, 33. It's less than $30 for 25,000.
Let's dissect this. What would you recommend, intraday or end of day trade?
End of day. We're always going with end of day these days because that's a much, much better deal for like just a couple of bucks more. It's just a couple of bucks more, but it's worth it.
End of day wealth charts 50K. That is only $490 with the code BKSAVE. So this is really good for those of you that have no idea what you're doing. You're still trying to get your past your first account. You probably fail more than you succeed. That's the best one. But if you are trying to pass, it is not the best one because it's 35 plus 119, which then equals like 150 something. In that case, you want to look at Lucid and use the code EDGE, because if you look at Lucid and you use the code EDGE, then with Lucid, the same 50K account, Flex with code EDGE is only $98, and there are no activation fees. So Apex is really great if you you're just trying things out and you're a beginner. Lucid is if you're ready, if you got a good strategy, you have a good confidence that you can pass, then Lucid is the one that you want to get for lowest all-in cost. Tradify, people really, really love. If you're ready for payouts, people particularly love the Tradify Select 50K program. They're like $2 more expensive, 99. There is no oh crap. Hold on. One of my kids' school teachers are calling. Hold on. All right, you gotta take over. Hello.
Okay. All right, I'll take over. But yeah, Tradify is a really, really good account. I'm gonna add let me remove this. Add to the stage. We'll take her. We'll take Kathy off the stage. Hi guys. All right. Are you coming back? Okay. I don't know what's going on with her. Okay. Why is my screen? Let me see if hang on a second. Get here, guys. Oh, I know why. Hang on. I'm in the wrong configuration. Okay. All right. Oh, what happened to my? Oh, it's just my wealth charts is all messed up. Okay. All right. Now we're good. Everybody sees me? Yes. Tradify, you cannot trade in 2 seconds rule, but you know what? With the way we're trading, it no longer matters. We all of our trades are now getting executed within 2 or 3 minutes. So we're actually, this approach is very Tradify friendly. So that's the really, really cool thing. Yes, this approach is very, very Tradify friendly, which is very nice. Wait, are you back?
I'm so sorry. I just wanted to say one last thing, which is that with Tradify, the one that if you're ready for payouts, the one that everyone loves is the 50K, whatever platform you want with the daily, because you're able to get daily payouts after you get funded. And you can use code EDGE for 40% off as well. So these are the firms that you should be looking at for futures. For CFD, obviously, we like Hola Prime a lot. People like DNA Funded a lot. You can always go on cheapest prop firms and go under top CFD Forex prop firms and see all the ones that we like and the reasons why. But overall, for futures, Apex is the cheapest for if you have not gotten funded yet and you still are struggling or trying to learn. You can't beat their pricing. Lucid, if you're ready to pass, and Tradify if you are ready to get payouts. So that's really the one that you want to get. Family funded, I'm still, my judgment is reserved. I met family funded at, in Florida at Big Daddy Max's event. They're a very new company. The management is very, very young. I'm a little skeptical, but I'm not ready to recommend them yet. I'm very skeptical about that. So that's really, I wanted to share with you guys. This thing is really cool. We'll talk about this next week when they get started with their Grand Cup. It's really, really cool, but it doesn't start till like a week and change from now. Otherwise, I'll leave it to Boris, who will get back to trading with you guys.
Awesome. Thanks, Kay. Thank you very much. Okay, let me put myself on. Hi, guys. Okay, good morning, good afternoon, everybody. We're ready to rock and roll. We took, as I said, while we're talking, we took a few of the turn trades to the downside. We're having a turn trade to the upside, 9:15 in the morning. Blue candle telling us that the buyers stemmed the selling, but we really need a like a white dot to confirm to us that this indeed is a turn. If it is a turn, we're gonna probably put a stop right underneath here as our natural stop and try to manage it, to the upside. I'm gonna go back. I know I said we're gonna trade the eval account, but no, I'm gonna trade my funded accounts. The price action is just too good to waste on evals at this point. It's been a really, really great 4, 5, 6, 7 days. I don't want to waste. I want to keep running my evals. Also, my fundeds. Also, many of you guys who are in fundeds, this will give you a very good idea of how to realistically trade your accounts. I'm trading 1 MNQ as my starting baseline. And if I get stopped out, we go to 2 MNQ, and then we go to 3 MNQ. We can go all the way up to 5 cycles if we need to resolve the trade. But the game plan here is to really focus, not fuck up, and try to resolve in no more than two sequences on the trade. 9:19 on the clock, so 10 minutes to go. No signals for us just yet. I really want to see this price action kind of close above the highs here to give me some confidence. If it does, by the way, I will actually probably tighten my stop to underneath the blue candle here as a reasonable trade. It's a matter of art whether you want to put a stop here. You may get unnecessarily stopped out on the session lows. But the point is, these are the natural stops. These are the stops where you are completely wrong. And look what's going on over here. See, the fact that I was holding off on the long side. We effectively now have what we call the reversal trade. So the blue is the first sign of a reversal, and the purple is a signal to us that no, the selling continues. The selling continues. So if this is a reversal of the reversal, we want to go short over here against this possible position as a trade. So let me just go sell here with a very, very tight stop. I'm basically right over here. That's my risk. This is my reward. If I get done, I get done. If I get stopped out, we will reconfigure ourselves and go the other way, because that means that the buyers are able. So let's watch this carefully. If we get stopped out, it means the buyers are able to recapture it. Right now, the sellers still dominating the flow at this level, and we will let it go. I may, if I may go into the second cycle, and after that, if that doesn't resolve, I will probably stop until the market opens up, because I don't want to walk into the market volatility beforehand. And so, we'll see how it plays out. What was it that I said doing something different for straddles? I said that we might have to lower our size. Like, just like even 2 contracts, it's just so, I mean, honestly, the thing I think we need to do for straddles is that we may need to do post-event trading, may need to do trading after the event, because there's still continuity after the event. And boom, we're done, by the way. Sorry, I'm yapping, but here's the trade. So that was a perfect example of a reversal over reversal. That they got banked, and now now we're banked on this. Probably gonna. Where are we at? What's my timeline? It's 9 minutes to the open. Yeah, I'm not gonna take any more trades till the open is done. But yes, I think we kind of have to. The new rules make it extraordinarily difficult to kind of straddle ahead of time. A lot of you guys got in early, so you were able to absorb the negative flow. I couldn't, as you can see. So I had to eat the DLLs. So now I'm just sitting with these 2 little orphaned eval accounts with a big DLL in it, and I'll try to decide whether I want to punt on them or try to work them back out to try to get to funded. But generally, my view is maybe the better trade for us will be not to straddle them, but to actually directionally trade them post-event. Post-event, we're looking for 35 points. Post-event, it was a 903 to 65. It was double our prescribed size. Might be a much better trade. And by the way, it might be a much better trade to kind of enter post-event, even on a straddle basis, because you're not going to get this the super sharp moves with a 500 DLL. Just make it impossible to hold the position. So we'll adapt and adapt to the new trade. Yeah, I'm working on a whole new landing page. Yeah, CPI will be interesting on Tuesday for sure. That's going to be a really great event, actually. We were definitely going to trade that hard, and maybe we'll trade that maybe we'll try that on a post trade basis. But honestly, guys, yeah, I mean, it's new straddles is a fun little trade, but the money is just in the turn trades. Who was it? Like English? Was that you? What was the term that you were using? Turn, TET, turn every trade. That's the strategy that was we set this up. But yes, Ufu, I will. I'm working on creating a really cool landing page that explains the step by step and how to. Maybe we'll call this TET. English, I think I'm going to steal your line, right? Is that actually like a real strategy, or you just make up that word? TET, turn every trade. This is a trade. I would take this trade. I'm just, you know what? Let's take it in the eval. If I'm on the eval, where's my eval? Which one am I in? This one. Let's take this. What the fuck? Because on the eval, I don't give a shit. This is a small trade right here. Here's my natural stop on this. I'm 4 minutes away from the open, so who knows if this is going to pump me. But this is a legit trade on the charts, because this is the blue followed by the white, right? Our rule is blue by the white. That's the buying turn signal. Lows right underneath here, 72s, targeting like around 95s, somewhere around there. It was trade every turn. This is a problem. This is a problem when you tell something to somebody who is dyslexic, right? Trade every turn. That's right. Is that what it was? English, am I right? Is he right? Is Brian right? Trade every turn is the acronym. TET. I will say that, you know, I can't, it is a purely genetic, my mother is dyslexic as hell. And it's hilarious because, you know, my mother is a Russian immigrant, right? So obviously English is not her native language. She speaks beautiful English because she was a professor of English in Russian. But like she malaprops so many words. It's hilarious. Looks like this trade is kind of turning against us on the trade. But there's a supermarket on the Upper West Side, very, very famous supermarket called Fairways. And she would always call it Mayflower. Like, and unless you knew what the fuck she was talking about, you were always confused. She's going, I'm going to the Mayflower. We're like, you going to the ship? What are you doing? No, I'm going shopping at the Mayflower. So yeah, I malaprop all these words all the time. It's an occupational hazard. But trade every turn. That's what we're going to call. We're going to call it TET, trade every turn. All right, let me see. I think I'm still surviving the stop because I am under this candle over here, right? Where's my stops? Actually, I gave myself a pretty wide stop, which is fine because the one interesting thing about all of this is generally on the turn trades, you want to give yourself a reasonable wide stop. So in this case, I put myself at around 72s. Oh, I got stopped out. I'm sure I got stopped out. Yeah, I got stopped out. That's fine. This was a peak, but a reversal. Now, you know, if it was under normal conditions, we would probably reverse ourselves again and hold the stop against this big red dot. But we're not because it's how many minutes? 2 minutes, 3 minutes before the open. So there's no point. We'll wait till the open. We'll wait till it reconfigures itself properly, and look for the next turn trade that makes sense. What was the question? English, what was the good question? Oh, about the rule set. Yeah, I'm working on not only am I working on the rule set, guys, but I showed this to everybody in coaching. I actually have a dynamically generated modeling applet that will tell you how many accounts you can expect to take to profit, to take to payout, given how you trade, given the rules. Now, this is hard-coded for Apex rules, but in this final permutation, it will be for any prop firm. You're going to be able to add prop firm rules and say, if I trade this and I do this and I do this, what are the chances that I get X amount of accounts funded? So I'm using 10 accounts and that's really the key thing. You want to be trading as many accounts as possible because that's the key to success, is rotating accounts and running them. But it will tell you everything in a super cool way. I showed basically how you can in a shorthand. Basically, there's two ways to trade this. You can trade this with super high risk reward ratio. So let's say maybe a 1.5 R. So your target would be like 15, right? Like 15, 16. And you don't even need, you can even go below 50 at that level and still make a ton of money. You see that? If you are that type of person, if you're trading 10 stop, 15, 16 target on an average trade, obviously this all assumes average trades because every trade is different. So this is kind of a cumulative average of the trades. But if you're trading with positive R, you can be 48, 49% negative and still bank tons of accounts and just make tons of money. Or you have to have a really high closing ratio, like around 60, if you're trading with a negative risk reward, like if you're trading 0.7 R, somewhere around here. And you're still going to succeed, but in a very different fashion. Now, the way you determine what you want to do is not about what is the best result, but what is the best result for you. That's why it's such a great simulator. It's you can modulate. As a matter of fact, I'm going to put you can even do like I'm going to create a couple of preset templates depending on whether you like you hate losing or you want to win big. Those are key ideas. 9:30, a typical non-farm payroll open where there is literally zero flow. This is always always kind of surprising to people who've never traded non-farm payroll day is that the opening candle non-farm payrolls is one of the lamest, weakest candles ever. The reason why is because all the flow was done at 8:30, right? And so now this is kind of like everybody just sort of absorbed the positioning. Now they're trying to do this. We're getting a nice big pop here, 16 seconds left. This white dot holds. I'm going to be long on this thing on a turn with a stop underneath here. So let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. This is the we need to resolve this, right? So we're at 2-3 seconds. Okay, I'm here. My stop is underneath the candle, and my target is up there. Let's see if we can resolve this trade on a second sequence. So still lots of volatility, market open, but basically I'm on. You see my stop, and I'm pushing up, pushing up, pushing up, pushing up. I could have taken this trade here. Let's see if I can take this trade. Yeah. Boom, boom. You see. So I lost like maybe 20, and I made about 70 on this second reversal at two sides. That's really it. Now I'm kind of honestly, I'm pissed off that I did this in my eval account because this was just free money for my funded. But okay, let's go back to funded and kind of trade funded a little bit for the next few times. Remember, always the most important part about this whole structure: reset back to your baseline. My baseline is 1. If your baseline is larger, reset back to your baseline. Don't leave the sizing at your last trade size. That's always the huge mistake, because then you're completely screwed on your trading. Now I'm pissed because this was just such fucking easy money. Okay, whatever. There's 1,000 turn trades a day. Actually, it's a good question. How many turn trades are there a day? You know what I'm going to do? I'm not going to guess. I'm going to have Claude answer that for me. Again, in that modulator, because we will use TradingView data, which I showed. By the way, if you guys saw the video, this is a really good video to watch. If you're one of the other things that everybody who's in the stream right now, you really, please, I'm begging you to subscribe to the channel, because there's so much good content that Kathy puts out, that I put out, that really you could use, forever. What the hell is here? It is. This is it. This is the video that you can watch. Yeah, I'll put the link to it. The reason why this video is good is there's just this one little trick that I show you there, that you can use free TradingView data to run all the analytics out of Claude. And you don't need to know anything about statistics. You don't need to know anything about backtesting. You don't need to know anything about coding. You literally just need to have a conversation. You say, here's my data. Tell me this, and it will do everything for you. And so I'm basically going to, load that data to Claude and say, hey, Claude, what's the average amount of turns we get per day? And, I define the turns basically based upon these signals. Oh, you are a true degenerate. Holy shit. Are you fucking serious? Oh my God. Astrologer, astrologer, just to give you an idea of how much of a degenerate astrologer is. And I consider myself to be a pretty big degenerate. But I do have an excuse. Like, Kathy basically makes me stop trading like 9. If she didn't bother me, I probably would be at close to your numbers. But I do 40-50 trades a day, and I thought that was a lot. And he's at 200, so that's impressive. That is impressive. That is impressive. Yeah, everybody's going, holy shit, astrology! You just outed yourself as a true degenerate. It's okay, you're proud. We're gonna. I've been dying to print up some swag, so I think we're gonna print up the Degenerate Traders swag for sure. And make some hats, and maybe actually want to make like a sweater. We need to design the proper logo. Yeah, so that's the thing. That's the beautiful part about Sim, right? Is he doesn't pay commissions, right? It's all sim commissions. That's what people don't understand about prop trading. The greatest thing about prop trading is you don't pay commissions, because in real life, it doesn't matter whether you win or lose. What is it like in trading places? It doesn't matter whether the customer wins or loses. Bailey and Billy always collects the commission, right? That's the real life thing. But here you have no commission tax, because it's all simulated inside your trading. So you could do 200 trades, continuously. That's one of the hidden values of prop that most people don't appreciate. Because when they go into the real world, they're like, holy shit, I traded 300 times today. I was flat on my account, but now I'm down $500 on commissions. Makes a huge difference. Anyways, that was a nice clean pop, right? Trade every turn. That turn was really, really good. Accurate is saying, how can you do this manually? 200 trades is just 200 minutes. If you do a trade a minute, and he's doing less than a trade a minute. Like, how many minutes is there in a day? There's what, 24 hours, 60 minutes. How many minutes? 24 times 60. There's 1,440 minutes in a day. 200 trades is only like, approximately 14% of the day, just 1/7 of a day. If you're doing, one a minute, but he's not doing one a minute. He's doing like maybe one every 3 or 4 minutes. And it goes in cycles. Guys, we are session highs. Holy shit. How impressive is that? Oh, wait, you know what? Damn, I gotta reconfigure. I'm sorry. I'm on old settings. Where is my, fuck this. It should be 5. No, 5. Okay. Yeah, there we go. New York session breaks the London session high. Yes. So he follows my rules in terms of trading small, rotating accounts, and not letting any single trade or single losing cycle get you down. Is an open then close of a position considered 1 or 2 trades? 1 trade, considered to be a trade. A trade is what's called a round trip. An open close, that's a round trip. That's 1 single trade. So he's doing 200 round trips. Getting the yellow bar, first negative signal on this up segment. So watching it very carefully, see what it wants to do. A lot of times this is usually a setup for a reversal of a reversal. This is a pause. If we get it, if this breaks to the highs, we're going to be buying it with a stop underneath here. The other great thing about this version of the setup is I can narrate everything for you ahead of time, so you don't have to, because of the tiny little delay on YouTube, you don't have to instantly follow me. You know exactly what the pre-plan will be. It's interesting. I was actually rereading some notes from Market Wizards, right? All of the great traders that Jack Schrager interviewed, and it's amazing how, like, all of their rules totally, stand the test of time, and how, like, everybody, including myself, I was like, oh, really? I read this 1,000 times. I don't remember, realizing that that's what I should be doing. And like, now that I'm doing so much intense trading, I'm like, oh my God, he's absolutely right. Oh my God, he's absolutely right. Oh my God, he's absolutely right. It's very interesting. You don't really learn until you do. I think that's kind of like everything in life. People can teach you all you want, but you really don't learn until you do, and only when you do, then you go, oh yeah, that advice actually makes real sense. That's why I think, like, you can't take advice. You can't win on advice. You can only win on experience and then applying that advice, Oh, that's great. I'm glad you liked that book. That was a really, really fun book to write. Millionaire Traders. My God. I feel like, I feel like I need to write a new book. I just have to figure out what I really want to do. But the interview book was a lot of fun. Maybe I'll do another interview book. So weakening around the New York London session highs here. 15 minutes into the open, still think we kind of positive drift. Did I not say yesterday that I thought the macro picture was stronger than everybody thought, and I should have listened to myself, right? I mean, Kate kind of really did convince me that it was good. So not quite. This isn't quite a sell structure. The reason why it's not a sell structure is because the slope is still positive, and the jury's still out as to whether the sellers and the buyers, who's really dominating the flow right now. If the sellers come in right here, slope starting negative, it's a little bit, it's a little bit deeper in terms of like we have the stop is a little bit farther away, the risk is farther away, but it's a cleaner setup. Right now, there's just no setup. I'm just watching it. No, I'm not. No trades. We're watching it. You'll see my trades once I get into position. But like, there's no trades right now. We're just we're waiting for the turn setup to happen. Yeah, I think that's probably like the greatest. English, yeah. I'm not putting that comment on the screen, English, because Kay is going to kill me. If it was up to me, I'd have no problem. All right, so here's what I mean. Here's the interesting part. This is where you need to be patient, because I kind of thought we still have the upside bias. Yellow to white, it's a reversal. 38 seconds left. We hold this. This stays white. We're going long, baby. We're going long with this yellow bottom as our stop. Fuck, now it's running away, but it's fine. It's probably gonna. Hopefully, it will run to. Hopefully, run to 29,000. Maybe we can get that move. Let's see. It's a big ass candle. Oh, fuck me. I hate it when all the money is running away from me before I get position. But I'm waiting. The rule is you don't commit until the candle closes, because you never know where it's going to be. 3, 2, 1. All right. Well, now I'm committing. Now I got to basically be underneath this fucking candle all the way here. No, underneath here. This is a big ass risk. So now we're going to have to hold out, and we will just see if the trade. This may take quite a while, actually, because we could have lots of big retraces back and forth before they decide to run. But this is really a run. 29. We're up very, very close to 29,000. This is basically a run to and through 29,000. That's really the bet here the market made. And here's the thing that I want you to totally understand. This is a great trade where you could lose money, and none of it is your fault, and you just have to. It's just part of your cycle. That's why we do lots and lots of different trades, lots of different accounts, and you can never be pissed at getting stopped out, even on a good trade. The reason why is because the volatility, the power push on this candle was so much that it sort of created a very asymmetric balance for us. In order for us to truly hold this trade, this is the true stop. But the distance between the stop and the entry is just really, really wide, bigger than what we like it to be generally. But that is the card that we're dealt, and we're playing this card. You could just choose not to trade this, which is fine. That's a choice. But I want to show you setups, so we're trading it. You're new to the channel. What indicator? We're using the indicator that I made myself. It's called BFF Dots. It's a proprietary indicator. It's available to anybody who wants to join my coaching, which I'm happy to give you a link to. You get my indicators, Kathy's indicators, coaching, everything. Look at this. We're running. Nice. See? Nice. So that's exactly what I was saying. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it's not your fault. Look at this fucking move. Wow. That was a big ass move. So beautiful. That worked out exactly like planned, and it was unfunded. So that's nice. My game plan with every funded is to just run them all towards the next $100 number. So this one is almost at the 500. So maybe I'll rotate out to 48. Where's the 48 one? This one is at 96, 50, 95. Both I ran all of these to the hundreds yesterday. Where's the 22? 46. Okay, maybe we'll try to run the 22 towards the 100 baseline. This is huge, by the way. Jesus, what a pop. What happened here? Do we have news? Let's see. Senior advisor, Iran conflict does not shift primary focus from China. Opening balance, no. Military carried out more airstrikes today. Explosion near Hormuz reports. This is good. This is good. I'm glad that Trump is bombing the fuck out of them. At least because this is really his way of forcing them to try to negotiate. So maybe this gets resolved. I don't mean it's good in the sense that that there's military action. I don't want anybody to get hurt. But what I'm saying is clearly the situation was stalled. He's trying to do some kinetic movement to push them into a negotiating tactic. So we'll see. Says Iran still weighing its answer to U.S. proposals. See, that's actually very positive. That means that they're not saying no. That means that they're feeling the pain. And I think he's just trying to add to the pain. So we'll see. Anyways, positive for stocks. We can guess geopolitics all we want, but the price action doesn't lie, right? Good job, astrologer. So, how good is the TET setup in terms of especially in nice clean breakouts? You see, like I told you, we had no signals. As soon as we turned the other way, that was just a beautiful signal to the other side. We're in a strong uptrend right now until we get a sell signal. Everything is basically a buy. Now we don't chase the buys because we're just waiting for turns. But if you're a trend trader, this is just straight up buying until told otherwise. This has been the greatest week for the type of trading we do. What do we make money on? I'm going to do this every single session. I'm going to show this. What do we make money on? Imagine this is the VWAP. If the 8-period SMA can just make big amplitudes, right? Every trade, every turn, our signal will pick up. We're going to make money at every turn. We make money. This has been the greatest session because this is really what's going on here, right? Winner, 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 chicken dinner. We make money at every turn with our structure. This looks, I just realized this looks like a very, very dirty little painting. So hang on a second. Now I got to get rid of my ridiculous. Oh, what happened here? What did I just do? Okay. However, and this is very important. How do we lose money? This is the other important thing. Imagine this is the VWAP, and the 8 does this. The low amplitude turns when there's no continuity up or no continuity down, right? And so what do? We basically have to take the blows somewhere around here until eventually we get a resolution up or resolution down. That's literally our whole strategy. Our whole strategy, when obviously the indicators and everything else are there to pick up those turns, but our whole strategy is just basically understanding the winning scenario, the losing scenario, and how you survive and how you thrive, right? once I can kind of get you to understand mentally what's happening, everything else becomes a lot easier. Is that clear? No, there's no filter. There's no filter because what basically what I'm showing you is a low volatility compression. And you can't, it's only obvious in retrospect. If there was a way to figure that out, you'd just be printing money all the time. But you're not. I mean, that's the whole point. When the market is adverse, you're going to be losing money. The only way you can win money is if you can lose money. Otherwise, the market becomes unfair. The only way you get paid is if there's a risk of losing. So that's your risk of losing. But you have to understand, my point is, you need to understand what the risk of losing is. You need to understand that that's going to happen. You need to understand why it's happening. And you need to understand how you're going to combat that. Now, our first order of combat is that we always trade small. That's our first order of defense, so that we can absorb 2, 3, 4 consecutive chop levels. And then, the second order of defense is that when we do get the inevitable breakout, that breakout hopefully pays for most of the losses that we just incurred. And the third level of defense is, if everything goes to shit, we just lose that account. We move to the next account, right? In the rare case scenario, that's where the simulator comes in. So the whole idea is you have like 3 lines of defense: size, leverage, and diversification, right? Is how I define it. All right, back up another trade back up to the another turn back up to the upside. 35 seconds left. If this holds, we'll take that as a first trade. Now, this is a relatively small amount of risk, 20 points worth of risk. Now it's fucking running away, running fresh highs. 15 seconds left. Again, starting small. All right, in. Have to be actually underneath here, and we'll put ourselves to here on the exit. I'm going to put myself to about a 0.7 R. Let's see if I can just make 0.7 R of this. One of the great things I love about this is actually 0.6 R of wealth charts is it tells you the exact level of risk and reward, so you can kind of figure out the R on the fly, which you can't do in TradingView, which is the thing that sucks about TradingView, in my opinion. All right, hanging. I'm just going to hang this. This might be a loser trade, a retrace trade, a patience trade. It can go a million different ways. We're going to just simply hang and see how it plays out. No ads. No ads. And actually, it's interesting. So I'm holding this level. Remember I told you we hold the levels. Unless it breaks the level, there's no reason to commit to the other side. But if it does break the level, we will commit to the other side, because that means that's a natural stop to the upside, and we're going to reverse our positions. Which, by the way, the other thing is, the moment you're in trade, you want to position yourself already for the second cycle, so that you don't have to think about size should not be a thought when you make the secondary trade. It's already set up. Oh, it's siren time. I think that was FDNY. Right on cue, exactly right. When was the last time you saw NQ at 30,000? Never. That's, remember I told you that I think we're going to 30,000. It's going to make every single bear apoplectic, that they're going to bust their vein, because it's so incongruous that, oh my God, we're in the middle of a war, but at all session highs, Oh, so they're trying to run that. I think the first order of business is the 100 level. Yeah, this is we're stopping right in front of that 80, 100 level. Market just trying to consolidate, and we just stay patient with it. Man, you know what I'm missing? I'm missing my caffeine gum. I hadn't ordered. I gotta order. I ran out of my caffeine gum. That's brutal. I need my jump start. All right, so we're getting a toppy signal, right? Market kind of looks like it's the buyers starting to give up a little bit, getting the purple signal, but again, have not hit the level. So we're going to honor the level. The key thing to this trade is we're going to honor the levels, not commit to any signal until and unless the level is broken. If this level gets broken here, we get stopped out. We're going to go the other way, and when we go the other way, we're going to put the stops at the session highs and try to trade the downside reversal. But until and unless that level gets broken, we're still staying in the trade, right? We're just kind of hanging in the trade. Hanging in the trade, hanging with Mr. Cooper. Good morning, everybody. A lot of new people in the room. Say hello to me. Tell me where you guys are from. You're watching us trade for the first time. Hopefully you're enjoying it. We're having a great day today. I am long with a stop at that little white dot over here. Our setup has been triggered to the long side, and I'm just patiently waiting out all of this choppiness at the top. And if we're correct, they're going to run the 2900s, 29-100s. If we're wrong, we're going to get stopped out, and I'm going to reverse ourselves again and hold the high. But right now we're just chop city, and I'm holding against the levels. Like, what is that Mel Gibson line? When he's in Braveheart, he goes, hold, hold, hold. That's what we're doing. What's the question, Michael? If you ever want to know where the high is at, it's where you enter long. Yeah. But remember, it can go higher. It can always go higher. All right, starting to make another run through the numbers here. Oh man. So here we go. Yeah, pushing a little higher, and we got that trade done. See, staying patient. Hold. I need that. Now I got to go find. Fuck. Now we're gonna have to find that Mel Gibson. Mel Gibson Braveheart meme. Hold. There we go. Where's the video on this? GIF. Here we go. That's it. It's the greatest clip ever, right? Anyways, same idea. Hold the level. Let the trade play itself out. Yeah, good job, guys. Everybody hit those levels. Now for us, we're in a quiet zone because we don't have any moves. Now we're in we have ORBs, which I will promise you that we're going to come back to the ORB strategy, but probably I would honestly say probably in June, because I really, really, really want everybody to completely master the TET strategy, trade every turn strategy. So you're super comfortable. And then we can expand back to the ORBs, one thing at a time. Anyways, very nice trade here. I guess I'm going to rotate back out. What am I doing? Oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go to my orphan account. This is the account that I nearly blew up, the funded. So this is just my little orphan account. We'll try to trade that. No trades for us now because obviously we're trading the turn. It ran through the 2100s like we thought it would. Now you see, by the way, guys, you see that yes, markets are really random sometimes, but sometimes they're very, very predictable. You know that around key levels, everybody's watching those levels, and everybody's trying to push themselves one way or the other through those levels, meaning that they know that there's stops probably at the 2100, so they want to run those stops because then they're able to collect all of that liquidity and bring it back out. And then there's probably other guys who are like, I'm going to hold those stops, and if I have size and they fail to run those stops, it falls like a swan. And the strategy we have is designed to just be flexible enough to take advantage of either scenario. Because if one scenario fails, we go the other way. Because we're trading small, we get a chance to capitalize on either scenario and correct ourselves. So now we don't have anything really on to do for a little while. Generally we basically have a turn trade, 9:29, every 15 minutes, 9:45, 9:52, right? Somewhere around there. Every 10, 15 minutes, we have a possibility of a trade we can engage with. And if you think about that, let's just I was just modeling this out. So if you have 4 trades per hour, that means you have 40 possible within a 10-hour period, 40 possible resolutions that you can make, which is a lot of opportunities. All right, tell me where you guys are from. I want to hear the most exotic places that everybody's watching me from today. We had Afghanistan the other day, which was insane. I didn't even know there was internet service in Afghanistan. Tell me where you guys are coming from today. Yellow candle is our first slowdown candle. It's a slow down of buying. The buying has kind of exhausted itself, and maybe building up for a possible short position for us. So we'll watch this. Istanbul. I really want to go there, man. The food looks redunculous. It looks so fucking good. Ufu. I'm dying to go to Istanbul. It looks like a beautiful city too, man. Really one of my top. Wait, what is Dementia? What is Dementia? The wilds of northern New Jersey. Edmonton, nice to have you. Malaysia, France. Where are you from in France, Trevor? You're like what? One of the 3 people in France that actually trades? Louisiana, which is the American France. Where are you from in Louisiana? Are you in New Orleans or Baton Rouge? Oh, Paris. Paris. Bienvenue. Hey, trend board. Are you okay? Like, is your arrondissement okay after the riots yesterday on Paris Saint-Germain? Like they won some I forgot what cup they won. I saw this huge amount of riots. Was that really bad, or is it just basically news doing the bullshit? Oh, really? The French are trying to trade more? That's great, man. I forgot what is the French word for trade. There's actually like a word for trader. I forgot what it's called. Okay, see a secondary yellow, guys. Keep watching this. We keep watching this for a possible short set. It's either going to be a short setup or it's a pause that goes higher. So we will wait. Cleveland, that is truly unique. Yes. You hate sports in general? You haven't seen it, but Riot and soccer seem to be hand in hand. So, but like sometimes they put it, the news like makes it seem like all of Paris is burning, and it's just like one neighborhood. So that's why I was asking. All right, hey, okay, so this is kind of annoying but interesting. We don't quite have the red dot because this thing really dipped deeper. It's a question of do we want to extrapolate this as a weakness in the market? I'm actually going to not do that. I've done it a lot of times. Sometimes it works, but I'd rather have a confirmatory price action. So in order for us to have a dot, it means they got to close through the lows of the prior candle. There's got to be enough sellers to really bully the buyers down. Right now, they're just not quite there yet. So I'll wait. I will wait a little bit. Now they're starting to bully the buyers down, and we'll see if that's going to be the setup here. If this prints as a purple dot, the stop is going to be a natural stop right above here, 124s. Yeah, I know. That's why, like, I'm just like, what do you call it, trader in French? There was like some French word that they made up with it. Wait, there was Shreveport, Louisiana. Man, you are truly a hick. Holy cow. You are just an absolute hick in Shreveport, right? Is it already like 80 degrees and you're schwitzing, as we say in New York City? Yeah, that's true. That's true. New Orleans is one of the greatest American cities. Just for fun. See, this is what I mean about not committing, right? I told you, like, they're still fucking around with us. The sellers can't quite get it down. If we get a white dot, this is a buy. This is a buy. The buyers are like, we're still going to push it higher. And so I'm going to be patient here. If they hold the dot, I'm going long with it, just a tiny little. Hang on, let me see, make sure this works. Did it go? Did it go? Oh, it shows me a dot here. It doesn't show me a dot there. That's interesting. All right, we're going to take a tiny little bite here. With this may not work, but it's fine. It's a completely easy, legitimate trade here. And if it doesn't work, it's actually a good reversal signal for us. That means the buyers really are going to die, and we can make money on the short side. This is kind of a sacrifice to the trading gods on this tiny little trade. So I'm going to go 2 sides for the next trade if this thing reverses. On the other hand, if they hold the bottom here, if they hold this level here, and they're going to run it higher, fine. I am more than game to trade it. So let's see. So they're finally getting the dot ready. 10, 11 seconds. I'm going to wait patiently until they hold it. They need to hold it on the lows here. So let them hold it on the lows here. Let me take this off here so you guys not confusing. And I'm short now. I'm going to go short against this level. And now, now we'll see if the short side is gonna play itself out. So we sacrificed to the gods, and now we hopefully found a little bit of directionality. So we are short against this yellow high. Going to let this play itself out and see if they want to drift it lower to us. Pretty much, I think on a 1 hour basis. Yeah, pretty much on a 1 hour basis. Maybe 0.7 basis, 7 hour basis. Okay, so let's see how this plays out. No. We only trade stock index futures. We only trade NASDAQ. Is it true that New York is cold? It's 56 degrees Fahrenheit, which is whatever it is. It's not cold. It's really pleasant, actually. I was just thinking, actually, you know what the perfect weather is? Perfect weather temperature, Fahrenheit, in my opinion, 63 degrees. I was walking Broadway yesterday, like every single bus stop has the temperature reading on it. And it was like 63 degrees yesterday, and it was like the absolute perfect weather for New York. What is? Let's see what 63 degrees Fahrenheit is in Celsius. 63 Fahrenheit is to Celsius. What is that? 17 degrees Celsius. That is perfect weather. Tell me I'm wrong. Like for a human being, just like if you want just pleasant activity. I am short. I'm short over here. This is my stop. My stop is over here. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to change this to a red line. This way where my this way my orientation. If I'm above, that means I'm short. If I'm below, that means I'm long. I'm short on this. We're too large. It may be just wave cycle. So we're going to try to see if we can resolve this cycle with more. But I'm staying. We're holding the level just like we held the level to the upside. We're going to hold this level. We're not. Once we're in position, it's do or die. We either get the level taken out or we hit it. We go to target. The signals disappear, right? Ben says wrong if you're from San Diego. I love it like 95. I mean, I love it super hot. But like as far as just perfect human weather, to me, when you're just wearing a sweater, that was like a perfect weather. I was trying to see where else everybody is from. Australia. Where are you from in Australia, Roland? And who's dementia? Yeah. Drive fire. That's not a place, right? You were just simply saying something. Like, where are you from, Drive Fire? I was asking where everybody's from. Melbourne. Yes. Melbourne. Know it well. Been there 1,000 times. I could actually walk all of Melbourne from downtown to like, what's the Tony little area where all the hedge funds are? Munich is another. Like Munich is my other absolute go-to place. I really want to visit. Actually, there's like top 5 places I want to visit in the world: Istanbul, Munich, not in any order, but just sort of like in where I want to go. Istanbul, Munich, Tokyo. Although being in Narita like a couple of times, I've never been to Tokyo itself, but being in Narita, I don't know, man. It better not be like Narita. I consider Narita to be just subpar. So yeah, Tokyo. Okay, I'll still put it on the list. Istanbul, Munich. What's the other two that I really, really want to see? Buenos Aires. And oh God, what would be another great city to see? I haven't been to. My wife loves Cape Town. So if I'm going to go to Africa, I guess I would go there. But that would be it. That would be like my top fives. Yeah, I've been to Haifa. Like I've been like, I'm just, these are the places I have not been to that I would want to see. Haifa is awesome. Haifa is the bomb. I love Haifa. Yes. Oh my God. I can't believe this is true. Like, did you guys see that Lewandowski and whoever, I forgot who's the, I know he doesn't play for Bayern Munich, but I always consider him to be a Bayern Munich player. He got into a fight during practice, like with his goalkeeper. I'm like, it didn't look like it was staged. I was like, holy shit, they literally slugged each other in a fight, which is crazy. We're still staying short in this trade, guys. I don't like nature. That's the thing. I'm a city boy, My first thought whenever I'm in nature is like, how come they don't pave it and put some buildings up here, And I know it's horrible. But those are like the my top cities. I've also never been to Bangkok. I could take that or leave it, I guess. I've been to Seoul. Seoul is great. If you go into Italy, even in the big cities, you'll notice the trees. Yeah. No, I noticed the trees. We have trees in New York City. We have trees on my street. They're like in nice, tight little boxes, which is where the trees should be, in my opinion. We're still churning, guys. We're just churning. The market is just decided this is the level, and we're gonna just see, And this is, by the way, a great part about this setup that I think is really, really valuable. It does not generate unnecessary churns, right? We're not churning. The market is churning, but our trade is just holding, and that is good because we're not just going, oh, stop here, stop here, stop here, stop there. These levels are good. They're either going to get broken or not, and we're gonna hold on to them until they resolve. What's the best city in Italy? I'll give you mine, hands down. But what do you guys think is the best city in Italy? Type the name in that you think is the best. Nobody has any opinion on Italy? No, Rome is not even close. Firenze, you're right. Firenze. Although Pompeii, nah. And Venice, no. Florence, not even close. Florence, Firenze, then Milan. I agree. Simon's got it right. Although my daughter is named Sienna, so now I have like this desire, because in Siena they do the race, the Siena race, and now I have like this desire to go see that whole race that they do with the horses in Siena, which is good. Yeah. Yeah, it'd be very cool. Do you guys see like somebody came out? I'm watching this trade. Looks like I'm just we're probably inching to get stopped, and I'm going to try and get myself reversed here. So let's go to 3. 3 on this trade, and if it goes higher, we're going to go long on this against the stop over here. So I'm just trying to see if the levels hold or not. Time is it? 35 seconds. I'm really eyeing with my stop. Okay, so now I'm waiting for the candle to close, and it's got to close on a dot in order for me to trade it. If it doesn't, I'm not taking it. All right, holding a dot. If this closes, we're going to go here long with a stop over here. See if we can try to see if okay, we're long here. Stop has to be like all the way out here. We're going to try and see if we can trade it the other way around. And we're actually, you see, it started to really, really run the moment we got long. I didn't even notice that we just got super quickly into the trade. All right, I'm going to take it. So let me explain to you kind of like what I do with these trades that I leave to you to kind of manage. If I'm like at third cycle, remember, I want to be at second cycle maximum. If I'm at third cycle, my goal on that trade is not to win everything back. My goal is to is to get some of my losses back so that I am at a reasonable level, so that I can reset myself back up to one cycle and then find a sequence of good trades. Like having that approach where I'm not looking to win on every trade. I'm looking to minimize. If I'm at third cycle, I'm really looking to just kind of minimize my my structural losses so that I can start from a better position. Is a much healthier way of trading the account. Because if you do that, even if this thing like mooned another 10 points, it wouldn't have made as much of a difference. Positively, it wouldn't have made as much of a difference as if it dunked to my full stop and took me down like $300-400 on that move. Because at level 3, that already becomes a much deeper cut to my P&L, right? Because I only have a $500 limit on the position for the day. So I will cut. Once I have a reasonable, had a reasonable run here, I was perfectly okay just cutting myself down to a stop. So every strategy, every model is, of course, ideal. This is how I traded on a practical level to keep me in the game and just give me the patience to hang with a cycle. We had excellent moves here. Remember, all of the profit has already been banked in the other accounts. This is the account that kind of ran into the stall. Remember, I said to you, what kills us is the stall. This is the stall, right? This is the perfect example of what I said to you. We need to, we just have to be patient enough to wait until, it breaks us out. So I was on the third one. I took this back, but the point being for me now is I'm happy to recalibrate now. And then try to bring myself back into a P&L. It's a much healthier way to trade. Instead of trying to get everything back in one bite, take just a little bit back and then wait more patiently for the next move, right? Because when you get a good streak of moves, you get 2 or 3 or 4 positive streaks like this. That's your payday. That's what you're looking for. Oh no, this is what we're saying. Do I add to positives? I can't, Michael. I don't have the mental. I'm terrible at like adding to winners, because inevitably I hate losing winners, And when you add to winners, obviously the danger is that you lose the winner. I hate doing that. But it's a great idea if you have the mental ability to do that. Nope. Everything we do is all custom made. All of these dots, all of the turn signals, everything else is driven off of price action. So that's why there's, they're generally very, very good. Even when one misses, the other one doesn't. The other thing I was going to say is when we are like in, we're holding against a position, we had a position here. What is this? So we had the position, we were holding this position here. And I have a countervailing signal, right? This is where having multiple accounts is really, really cool. You could open a countervailing position in a different account, in Apex over here. I don't know. I mean, I don't know how strict they are on their rules. I don't know if they get pissed if you're both long and short, even for a short period of time. But you could certainly justify it to them by saying, this is a completely different setup. That's why I'm taking it in that particular account, if they question you. But I don't know if that's at this point now a disqualifying tactic or not. It used to not be. So, and of course, the ultimate diversification, which we'll talk about as the months progress, is you want to trade multiple prop accounts. So then that doesn't matter. You could absolutely be long one, short the other in different prop accounts to give yourself room for if you want to if you find yourself in kind of a chop with interesting signals here. Ben is my parliamentarian, so he says it might be okay with new rules, but not with legacy rules. Yeah, I'm not quite sure. I could I'll find out. All right, so now we're starting to see secondary wave of weakness, right? Secondary wave of weakness, secondary possibility for another short trade here. The short trade would be against this highs over here if we get a purple dot. But generally what you see basically is still just an upward momentum. And this is one of the arguments I've been making, that almost all the winning trades have been on the long side, right? NASDAQ is a long bias trade. And honestly, if you just stop taking shorts, you almost eliminate probably like 80% of your losing cycles. It's just that, we like to trade both ways. But if you're sort of intelligent about it, trading, stop taking shorts until you get a truly meaningful downside, like maybe 30, 40 minutes of selling, you will do much better. Well, the great thing about trading futures is you can go long and short equally. It's completely flexible. Oh shit! All right, we got time really flew by today. Got about 10 more minutes, guys. Then I'm gonna have to run because I got to do all this stuff for Prop Fest. But really good trading today. Just clean. Really, really clean, low stress trading, right? Maybe setting up here. Finally, yes, I'm getting the purple. 15 seconds left. As I said, this trade plays, then we're going to be short here. 9 seconds left. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. 3, 4, 2, 1. Boom. Short. Okay. Short against. I got to hold it against this one though. This is the yellow, I believe. Let me see. Let me make sure. Yes. So this is my shorts. It's pretty big. The only thing is, you have like larger volatility trades here. But all right, let's see if this is going to work for us. Let's see if I can get the movement here. Again, I'm flattening out, taking a little bit early, because what am I doing? I'm winnowing down my losses, right? I mean, actually, would have totally hit. But you see how instead of pressing everything in one trade, I was able to get back, a lot of my losses in a very nice fashion. And this is just my way of trading. It doesn't have to be yours, but taking small bites, in the end, keeps me much more even on my P&Ls. If you look at the P&L right now, it's only one account with a tiny red, right? Just by keeping everything green, and that's where I want to be, nice and smooth. It's just a matter of whether you want to be smooth or chunky in your P&Ls. All right, I think that was gonna have to be my last trade of the day today, guys, because I got to run. Next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 8 to 11, new trading cycles. Going to trade more of the turns. Trade every turn. I feel like, what is it? Was it the Mamas and the Papa song? The season's turn. We need to make that. I'm gonna have to make a new AI song to accompany our TET strategy. Anyways, guys, yes, thank you. Everybody see me in Prop Trader Fest. Prop Fest, please come join us. Prop Trader Fest tomorrow. Very, very excited. I'm going to be talking to a lot of really interesting, cool people. Oops, Kathy's calling me. Hold on a second. Yeah, okay. Yeah. I am okay. I am about to send. I'm in webinar. I'm going to send it out to them right now at 11 o'clock. Relax. Just tell them it's all coming. Okay. I will send it to them. Yeah. I aware. I am sending it. It's on my to-do list. Don't worry. We're not forgotten them. I'm going to be queuing it all out right now. Yeah. Okay. So just tell. No. Just tell him Boris will be sending everything to them. Okay. Boris will be sending everything to them. As a matter of fact, I'm just finishing up the stream right now, so I'm going to start sending it out to all of them right now. So just relax. Okay. All right. Bye. Do you see the shit that I have to deal with? This is my endless day. I just get constantly. She's like, everybody's calling me for the streams. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Everybody have a great turn. Right. There's a turn to every season. Thank you, guys. I see everybody at Trader Fest tomorrow. The Trader Fest hours for the fest is 7:45 New York to about 2 p.m. New York. Okay, so really good show. And of course, if you sign up and register, you're gonna get the $10 for charity, and then you get all of the videos forever. So this is very important. Do that too, by the way. It's great cause. We already got lots of money raised for that. We raised a lot of money last time too, so it's always a really good thing. Thank you, guys. Everybody enjoy. I hope you guys really had a great fun session. It's been great. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care.